Welcome back to Drawing with Ruby. Now, our page is dry, and so we've washed out our brush, and we
wait,
use
we're actually recording?
the Master. The Master's brush cleaner. Make sure your brush is very, very clean,
Yes.
because otherwise, whatever color was on it will transfer on, and you won't have true white. Also, make sure that your underdrawing is super duper dry, because if it's wet, then that color will mix with the white. So if you see any, like, see that little dot, boop, and get rid of that dot. Okay, perfect. Now we have a glass of clean water over here, and we have P.H. Martin's Bombay matte white ink. It's the only matte white ink there is.
Pretty long name.
Yep.
Oh, Zizzy, no, don't do that. Zizzy,
Okay.
no.
So when you have a clean brush, you have clean water, then you can get perfect white.
No.
So we can use it to bring back all these details that we had lost. So we're thinking of, like, kind of, first of all, the lettering.
This is actually an actually fuchsia approach.
Yeah, it's definitely fuchsia.
So fuchsia.
And we can also make that sharper by re-outlining it with black, maybe, if we want to.
Okay, Zizzy, yeah, you can have this one, and then you can go like boo 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 boo.
But you can see
You can
that
put it on your face, boo, boo,
the white goes perfectly over the black.
boo.
The letters are a little brushy. The letters are kind of brushy, but they're still pretty readable. And then you can draw over them with black, because it's matte white, right? So any details, like, see, you could say that W is hard to read, maybe.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, because we can draw over it later and make it really sharp
Like the W is like
with one of our...
and then it's like, you're so hard to read, W. And the W is like, I don't want to get black ink again. and then the O is like, you have to, W. I'm way more readable than you.
Yeah. And then so then we want this sense of power rising up. So kind of thinking like a mushroom shape.
Mushroom.
So around her it's kind of dark, and then we boldly draw over the drawing, right? Just to show that she's controlling all this power. Okay? And don't worry about losing detail, because if we do, we'll just draw back over it with a special pen. See? So now it looks like, especially in her hands,
Whoa, whoa,
there's
whoa,
light
whoa,
in
whoa,
her
whoa,
eyes.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
It's a pretty good
whoa,
magic effect.
Whoa, whoa.
And you can see that it's still, the ink is really transparent too, so there's not really any mistakes. There's just kind of,
What this is? I said what this white. Can I try that?
yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is very satisfying looking. So I'm going to try it. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah, and so see how it's like when you draw over that, you're like, I'm ruining my drawing. But then if you step back a little, it just looks so transparent and so perfect. And it looks like there's this energy surrounding her, which is exactly what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And the lines aren't that important. It's not that big of a deal
Yeah.
if the line goes over her. Because a viewer can sort of bridge a gap in the line with their mind. You know what I mean? Like if you see the white bar here, black line on either side, then you don't really notice the interruption. It just makes it look cool and more dimensional.
Mm-hmm. I want to play ammo.
But it's scary when you're first drawing and you're just like, I'm wrecking my drawing. Want to play some Osmo?
I want to play some Osmo. I want to play And we were wiping off some smudges with this.
All right, let's play Osmo outside. You want to?
Yeah. I do.
That way Ruby can finish her drawing.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, let's go.
And we use different paper towel for white ink.
Come on, come on. Ruby, can you work on it by yourself or?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to bring him outside. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, we're even gonna shut the door. Okay, so if you need me, let me know. Okay.
Okay.
If you need more ink, this is how you do it. You squeeze. You take a dropper and you go do 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 like that.
Yes. Of course. Of course.
Okay, and don't worry if the white goes too far, then we'll just draw over with black. Okay.
Okay, and it's kind of nerve-wracking
Okay.
to draw in front of you all.
Let me get your bench out.
So
I'm not sure why in here.
I'm gonna just, lighten up the scales a bit because they're shiny. I mean, the snake is scary, but the snake can't have this snake from the snake page previously. This snake, I mean, he is super duper scary, but he has to be fabulous in order to be scary enough to scare other people who are also scary. So he has to be fabulous as well. So, yeah. And I'm gonna make her a bit fabulous too. Just to know that she's compassionate enough to save her friend, the bird. And she's like, I am shiny too. And then in this panel, she should be especially shiny. La 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 la. Ah! Oh no! They got some wet ink on me. Okay. Let's see if I can. Think I need to get some more ink on my pen here. Okay, perfect. And now. In this panel, she's surrounded with light, so I want to make sure I can show that. Light coming towards the snake. Like that. Like, brown, brown. It might be a little too thick, but that's a little okay. Because then we can draw over it with black ink once this dries. Wow. Very sensitive brush strokes. So all of you who are thinking about doing this right now, just know that it's super satisfying, but you need to be very gentle or your lines will end up super thick. So, yeah. Okay. Keep going here. Oh, yeah, that looks awesome. Okay. Now, I'll color our magic plant character. I will make her barely have any ink wash or shading on her at all because in this panel she's like covered with light. Like you can barely even see the black lines underneath the light. Like it's so light. Then I'll sort of do that. looks like kind of like an aura around her. Because I didn't put too much ink on her, so I didn't lose all the details we put in black ink. Make some more aura. This is super fun. And now, here we go. Here is the snake here. The brush is like really skinny on the end. Okay. And now, the next thing we are going to do. Rinse out this white ink into water.
Oh, looks cool, dude. You gonna do the POW in white too?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. This is like white ink wash. So you can tell that it's there, but it doesn't really look there. So the letters look kind of ghosty, right? Like a ghost. Okay, I posed that awfully, but you see what I mean. Na, 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 na. Get some more ink into my so-called white ink wash. Okay, here we go. And look at this. Oh, wow. It's super solid now. That's okay, though, because... Uh-oh, I went outside the lines. Dang it, okay. Gonna keep these kind of ghosty. Oh, and don't forget the exclamation mark. Okay. There. Now I'm gonna do some of this beautiful white ink on the snake. I decided he's going to say hiss, because in the original version he says wah, and I don't think snakes should say wah, so instead we're doing hiss. Then letters should get smaller and smaller as he goes farther and farther. I'm gonna add a bit of white to him. No, a lot of white. Especially on his underbelly. We're gonna make that more definite, because if you look at it another way, it still looks like he's right side up, but he really is upside down. And here we go. Underbelly needs way more definition. Okay. Oh wow, look at my arms. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I'll go back to black ink here. See if this is dried. Pretty much. Work on these letters. Okay. Don't want to stain my arms, but this chair is kind of low, so I guess it's my only choice. Like, make W much Daddy only did the ink wash. I did this whole page, so don't think I'm like the assistant or something because I did this whole page. And Daddy did almost all the black inking while I was babysitting. So it goes the other way around. I don't know why that second O is a little pear-shaped, but I sort of like it because it shows how all the letters are different shapes and sizes, and I can build that effect because it's whoosh, and whoosh is kind of wonky and stuff, so I want it to be not only like one single font. There we go. Now we're talking. Now I'm gonna outline her eyes. Oh wow, that looks a little bit scary, but I'm just going to roll with it. Don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but when my cartoon eyes start looking scary, I just make the eyelashes so much bigger, so much more definite. I mean, wow, here's her eyebrows up here. Eyebrows need to be a little more definite as well to show that she's surprised and she's not like gathering up the magic. She's just surprised. This is just for this because this has so much ink and ink wash. I just want to make eyebrows a little bit more definite. Because in this page she's sad, this page she's surprised. I mean this panel, obviously. And in this page she's mad. Or focusing or something. Now I'll outline the pow again. If you went a bit outside the lines and a bit crazy like I did, then listen, if you outlined it again in brush pen, then it looks so good. I mean, like, so good. Then you can see there. Then we'll keep going. Oh no, that white ink's not dry yet. So, is this white or black ink? I think this one's white. Ah, there we go. Take a little smudge off. Here's an expert tip. Smudges are bad. I mean, very bad. Like, if you had, if you're doing this technique that we're doing right now, which is white ink and black ink together, you know we have black ink wash, we have white ink over here. So, I'm basically her eyes are completely fine, but her mouth I'm going to make a little more definite. and so her arms. But white ink is technically the star in this, so I'm not going to do too much to this beautiful white ink drawing. If you can hear Daddy and Zeze doing stuff out there, then yeah. So I'm gonna keep the hiss. You know how we outlined the whoosh and the pow earlier? But I'm gonna keep the hiss like this because it's like far off into the distance and I sort of want it to blend in pretty good. Wow. Just take a step back and look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yay. Okay. Now, like we always do, this is a whole new page spread and it's kind of cheating to put the previous page spread in. Whoa! I mean, like, whoa! Look at that. It's like, yes, I will. No, don't do it. Ah! I'm reading comics to you. Okay. Then he's like, then here's the bird. And doesn't it just make you shiver looking at this? Ah, no! Whoosh! And then it's like, pow! And we're gonna do I'm gonna do a few more touch-ups. Put these pages back. Did I just hear a snake? Oh no, that was just something dragging on the ground. I bet the snake just saw a striking appearance of himself. Ha! Okay. Where is the special pen? Hang on. Oh my goodness. Sorry to leave you hanging. Hang on. Okay.
Whoa! Holy cow! Can I work on it a little bit?
Yeah.
I want to make the white more
Do
whiter.
you want to play Osmo with me?
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm back onto babysitting duty.
Okay.
Hang on a second, Zeze.
Oh, see, this
Let's
is
go play Osmo.
this is perfect. Now look at that dimension that we have. Now we can add pure white right on top. Is this like a white ink wash or something, Sissy?
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool. Now we really have something good to work with. This is almost like an oil painting or something. Anytime you have a value system like this where it's like dramatic, like it goes all the way from dark to light, and it's sequenced right, and it's sequenced in stages, like dark, black, dark gray, middle gray, and then light gray, and then pure white. That sequence, there's just something about it. Something about that sequence that's really compelling. Even if you don't know what you're drawing, Have this little character, and it can be as simple as you want it to be, but when you work with those values, you'll get something expressive. And yeah, the best thing about it is the more comfortable you get with the tools and techniques, you stop being kind of obsessed with mistakes. Like that's something that you get from school. There's only, you take a test and there's only a right and a wrong answer. So you always think that you're sort of in that same arena. Like, oh, there's a right line and a wrong line. That's something Ruby always says. She's like, I made a mistake. But the thing about painting or any kind of creative work, art in general, is that there aren't really mistakes. Especially when you have these nice inks, because you can always, if you draw a line you didn't want, you can go over it with white. If you draw too much white, you just can paint back into it with black, and you can keep working on this forever. It's more like trying stuff out. Cool. So see that even though these letters don't look as sharp, you can always just go back with a ruler and sharpen them up, which would be kind of cool. Makes some elements of her magic a little brighter.
Oh wow, this looks awesome.
Yep, just like Grandpappy used to say, you never know how good it's going to look until all the ink wash is done.
Okay.
Well, I think this is pretty good for now. I think I have some more ideas, like maybe adding more detail with what kind of pen is that? A special pen? This is one we did before. Hey, we should go back into this while we're using white, don't you think? Let's just put this one aside.
Yeah,
because we can sharpen this up.
Done with that one.
Yeah, but see those sharp lines? I don't know where my pen is, but we have a special pen for that. So let's set this one aside, and then we'll go back with the sharp lines.
Wow, this looks like so dimensional.
That's what you always, every time Ruby starts a page, she's like, I made a mistake, I screwed up. And then at the end, she's always like, this is the best thing we've ever done. Okay.
It's true.
All right, so I guess we're working on something else, and we'll stop the video for now.
Okay.
But that's kind of a process idea for you guys.
This. La, la, la. Well.
It looks really good no matter what you do,
Yeah, but like, isn't it awesome how you're looking at the snake page and then you turn the page and you're like, yay! And you're so excited and you're like, oh my goodness!
Yep.
She saved the day!
But look at that snake. I like the detail on that because we have that linear pen in addition to the brushes that we use. So what we're going to do is go back and use that pen on this one. So that we can achieve some of that sharp detail on top of it. All right, that's all for now.